Yo, girls and guys, it's your friendly neighborhood super nerd. Becoming an alpha man. Becoming a Sigma beta male. One day to be some girl's simp ass little bitch. But until then, that's pretty much the goal of all men, is basically to like build yourself up and build yourself up and build yourself up until you're strong and you're healthy and you take care of yourself and you try to do it before you're middle-aged, and then you find a girl and you let her fucking simp you down, you know? That's the dream of all men. To be strong and then become vulnerable to a woman. People might not say that, but that's the truth. So why am I talking about this? I have no clue. I just have a lot of random energy, and I don't really know what to do with it all. And so I thought I would make a video. It's going to be a little bit of a link to the past video. I'm not doing Icebreaker quite yet, but I am going to do that soon. I know I said I was going to do it the next episode, but I'm doing like 4 episodes in one day, so I'm taking it easy. So yeah, the main point of this video is to do a little bit of a discussion about diet and health, but I am going to talk about a lot of random shit. I don't know how long this is going to be, 30 minutes, hour, 30 minutes, something like that. I just made a little tutorial on how to swap your Link sprite. And for your Link to the Past ROM, swap the sprite out with something different and everything. And I was feeling motivated to keep talking and doing a little bit of Link to the Past. We're just putzing around for this episode, so don't expect the best gameplay out of me or anything like that. Go be our blue guy. Wow, 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 wow. Boo, 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 boo. Hammer yump. Oh, I thought it was hammer yump. It just says hammer jump. I'm like such a sucker for this game, so like seeing him with a different tunic on is like, it doesn't even matter that it's just the level 1 tunic, you know? It's like, what the hell? I didn't even know you could do that. Yeah, aren't you supposed to like, don't you do that to get in there? I don't remember the movement. You slide along this railing and then you go in. Look at me, I'm pro, mommy. Oh, I went down too far. We're not looking at that one. I totally got it. I don't actually know where you're supposed to, like left or right, where you're supposed to stand here. Oh, no. Dude. He really moves far sometimes. Like, he'll move 2 pixels when you unpause, even though you haven't pressed anything new. You can do a lot. If you spam the pause buffer, you can, like, actually get a lot of movement. Or a lot of attempts, I should say. Yeah, that was right. But now I think it's too late, right? Yeah, that was actually right, but I think if you go too far right, it doesn't work. I didn't even know that. I can't get over the blue dude, man. I want to get it. The pink hair color is just so fucking good, dude. I'm never stopping swearing. I'm swearing for the rest of my life. I don't see the value in quitting swearing, you know? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Fuck me. I can never clutch it when it's like that. If you wait too much time without doing the pause buffer, it can just fuck your whole thing. Ooh, that was clutch. I know you're not supposed to dash there. I just like to do weird shit sometimes. I swear in the past, like, I've mirrored before grabbing that key or something. This game just looks so freaking clean for some reason. Like, if you look at the pixel art on the actual pixel sheets, it doesn't look that good, but for whatever reason, it looks super clean. There's one thing I wanted to putz around with here. I've been using the word putz a lot. I've just been putzing around ever since I became sober. For some fucking reason. Now, where is this? Is this it? Yeah, there's like... I used to... Okay, simple 4 times. Gotta remember that. There's like one that kind of looks cool. Is this it? No, that looks like shit. It's like called like Super Eagle or some shit. It had like a weird ass name. Oh, well, I actually remember the name, dude. That's crazy. I don't know if that 4 times looks any better. This is what I used to play on back in the day. I don't know if it introduces any extra input lag or anything like that. Let's hope not. Dude, I'm getting kind of good at that, right? If I could actually lock that consistency in right there. Oops. I don't even remember the movement for this room. That's not even the button to open that. This is the problem with playing on a box controller and a normal controller at the same time. I don't know, does this look cleaner than the normal? The normal video? Let's go back to the simple 4 times one more time. This definitely looks more nostalgic. But that other one doesn't actually look that bad. TBH. It like shifts the screen a little bit though. I don't know if that's good or bad, or if that matters. I'm so glad I have this different colored link, man. Yeah, if you're perfect, you can make it so you don't even move when you're slicing. Or like, you can't even move because you're slicing at the perfect time, I should say. And where do I go from here? I don't remember any of this. I think that's the movement. Like, that might have been somewhat close. What the fuck? What happens if you do that? Oh, bastard's still here. Dang, I'm actually getting kind of monka at that. When did I get so good? I like placed the bomb even though he was still moving in the while I buffered, and I easily did the second movement. I don't like, where am I supposed to find information about this shit, you know? Like, I had no clue that if you place the bomb too far to the right... Fuck. And then sometimes if you don't stand... If you stand too far to the left with your sword... This is wrong. If you stand too far to the left with your sword, like, you can't see your sword on the fuse of the bomb. Like this. Like, I can't exactly see where my sword was. So it makes it harder. And if you're way too far to the left... Oh, okay. If you're way too far to the left, then it's, like, really hard. That's why I really need to learn the other visual indicators. That's my problem. That stuff's like, it's just not as fun as like going in there and executing, you know what I mean? Relearning stuff or like learning new little details that holy shit, you can buffer a lot. That was a fucking botch and a half. It actually kind of hurts my hand to practice this, because you have to hold the controller so weird. I'm mad. That one made me mad. When I get the nice, like this, like if I mess this one up, I'm gonna be... Oh, I got it. I don't know if that was faster or for some reason. Fuck. I know. I'm just messing around. Oh, clutch. Clutch'ems. Ooh. That shit feels so good when you purposely make one movement upwards and you get to the right positioning. It really just does. I don't even remember where to go right now. I got my hammer. I go back up here. What the fuck was that? Yeah, these 8-bit DO controllers are great, but there is a little bit of jank to the... Oh. Like that. Like, why wasn't I going through the door there, but then I just randomly did, you know? So what's over here? This is backup hearts, right? You really don't want to grab those. So what do you grab that? And then you do that. If you really want arrows, you can grab those. We get 5 here. We got some backup arrows. What the? Was that part of the practice hack? That's kind of cool if it was. I don't even know why I'm doing all this stuff. I think I used to... Oops. I don't even actually know where to stand for that. Oh, you fucking dick. I'm messing around. Give me a break. And I think you're supposed to go back to the hammer here. I don't know. I don't think that boomerang is actually the fastest strat. I don't remember how to do this room at all. I don't think you need any money. Or wait, do you need to buy flipper? I don't fucking remember anything, dude. And here you're supposed to do... that. Okay. I don't remember if there's a way that... I don't even know why I'm doing all this. Jeez. Holy shit. Asshole. Ooh, he does a lot of damage. I didn't remember all that. So you desperately want maximum hearts there, and you desperately... Ooh, first try. I'm Monka. And that's what you can... That's like a... It was slow, but it was clutch because I messed it up so much and still was pretty confident that I could get it, you know? I don't mind this video setting. I like it, but I don't like it as much as I used to. I'm just gonna do the normal. Maybe it was another one I liked too, like this one. Let's see what this one looks like. This might have been it, actually. That looks... The text looks a little crispier. Oh, yeah! This one is sharp. This is it. This is better than... Super Eagle's alright, but this one's fucking goated. I think I'm gonna stick with this one. I think I used to use Super Eagle, but I don't know why I didn't use this. Uh-oh. Here's where we gotta clutch it. Got it. I can't wait till I can do double bomb jump. Like, I'm probably not gonna do it in runs. Until I'm at my absolute peak skill, I would maybe attempt it. I think if you go perfect speed there, you any flames down, you actually... Alright, let's just go through here for fun and see if we can... I think you're supposed to do that. Keep grabbing that bomb every time. I don't exactly know when I used to switch to this arrow, though. What the fuck? I was trying to do a quick hop. I don't even know if you're supposed to do one there. Okay, so dashing up here is, if you need the safety hearts, that's the fastest way. Honestly, I'll probably be grabbing those safety hearts a lot of the time. And like, I'm out of arrows here, so I think that's really bad. I think you need them for some other shit. Wait. So if you... Oh, so it's... I don't know if that's better, but I think you're... So you really want full health, otherwise you're losing hella time? Is that what I'm getting out of this? Oh, I almost did it perfect. I only messed up because I'm not used to this 8-bit dough D-pad. Otherwise, I would have hammered that last guy. Alrighty. Now, let's see if we can do... I think you're supposed to do 2 hammer dashes here. Okay. Whatever I just did was fucking shit. Yo, why does this shit look so clean? I hope I can do the Ice Palace bomb jump. I hate when he does fire fast. Because you literally, unless you're a god gamer and you're lucky, you can't even attack him while he's doing that. Hammering his eyeball is like... Well, that was actually not too bad. I was a little slow on some parts, but that wasn't horrible. So these aren't even real spikes, what the hell? How does this practice hack work? Like, is there text here? I kind of want to change his brown sleeves, but they don't look that bad either. It's kind of weird that the practice hack like fast forwarded that one thing for us, but then it like doesn't do this at all. Maybe so that you can get used to mashing the text. This is such a waste of my brother's controller. I don't remember what you're supposed... Like, I might accidentally press the wrong button there. Bum 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 ba da bum bum. Bum bum ba da dum bum. I don't remember the movement for this. I don't remember the movement. I don't remember the movement for this screen. Boop boo boop boo. Boop boo da boop boo. Don't hit me, stupid bird. Oh my god, I didn't know that bird was so... If I ever get hit in that with a run, I'll literally fucking reset. I could be on my best pace ever. If I get hit with that shit, I'm resetting, man. Yo, why does nobody talk about this filter, though? It's actually hella clean, dude. I'm Jaden? Did somebody just call me Jaden? That was almost good enough skill level for a double bomb jump. If I knew how to do the double bomb jump, I probably would try it right now. I'm not actually doing too bad at this. Okay. Where to go now? I don't know why I'm even using this controller, though. I should have been doing all that on my box. Part of me thinks that I might cave and just, like, get used to that fucking 8-bit dough controller. But I shouldn't, because the box is more fun for me. I just have such a fun time running this game again. It's kind of crazy. Okay, so I did a little bit of warm-up. And I actually want to get into the conversation here for a little bit. We'll throw up Caleb in the background. So I want to talk about diet, and I want to talk about some spiritual stuff. I want to talk about some health stuff. I want to talk about some addiction bullshit, especially when it comes to weed, and when it comes to food, and when it comes to girls, I guess, or you could say, or guys, if there are girls out there who have a problem. He's got the demon machete, I think that's what it's called. That thing was... I used that for my run. That thing's fucking... It looks kind of stupid in its picture. Like, it's got, like, hair growing out of it and shit, but it's actually kind of badass. So what I've been noticing about diet lately is this thing where once you get to a certain age... Like, you really need to assist your body. And most people, like, we talk about this, but we don't really get in as in-depth as what I'm going to say. So, like, you have to understand, and it's hard to admit this, and it's scary, but your body gets gunked up, right? And it doesn't even... It's not even always that you're... Like, I'm not eating fast food every day. I'm not eating deep-fried food every day. I'm not even eating... stuff that's even that bad in the grand scheme of things, you know? Even just simple stuff like a steak or a chicken breast or a little bit of buttered broccoli or, you know what I mean? Like stuff that people generally, a lot of people eat, especially in first world countries, because it's too available to everyone, so we eat it too often. Purple rock, what was that? Like, people, we don't want to admit it, but it's the truth. Your body, especially when you're done growing up and you're an adult, and you might as well get ahead of the pace. So this goes for younger people too, or you might as well get ahead of the curve, I guess, ahead of the game. You have to accept that you're a human, basically, and you have to accept that it was a monka jump. What the fuck did he just do? Can you normally do what he just did? Holy shit. I've never seen that before. That might be kind of monko what he just did right there. He was talking about how he knew a lot about this game, and maybe he actually did. So, once you can accept that fact, you can start helping yourself better. You know, if you don't accept that fact, you'll just get lazy with it, and you'll just eat your steak, and you'll just eat your potato chips, and you'll drink your chocolate milk too many days in a row, and you'll never give your body the help it needs. You know what I'm saying? So you need to understand some things. At the bare minimum, you need to do light exercise after you eat food as an adult. It doesn't even matter if the food was very healthy, you know. I'm talking a healthy fruit smoothie with unbuttered broccoli, just like lightly, very lightly, not even salted broccoli, plain broccoli, a healthy smoothie, an apple, and then maybe like a half a chicken breast, right? Wouldn't that be for most people like, and maybe a couple handfuls of spinach? Wouldn't that be for most people like healthier than even what like a healthy woman would eat? You know, girls are generally healthier than men. I will credit them with that. But to be honest, most of those women are only eating like that when they're young, and they're only eating like that so they can look good. TBH. And if they weren't, their main goal would be helping other people eat like that. Their main goal would not be to look good for with their stupid ass yoga pants and shit, you know. So it's very, very, very clear why they do it. I commend them for eating better than most men and most unhealthy people. I do, but their reasoning behind the vast majority of them, their reasoning behind it is also disgusting. So you gotta credit them, and you also kind of gotta fault them for what they're doing wrong. Um, so the meal I just described, this isn't particularly interesting. The smoothie is probably the best part of it, or the half a chicken breast, right? That's probably the quote unquote tastiest part of it. I mean, if you're really a good eater, you would be very hungry, and all of it would be interesting, though. The hungrier you are, the more interesting plain broccoli and a corn on the cob, sweet corn would be. You know what I mean? Just like just real simple veggies, simple fruits. They start to taste really damn good when you're fucking hungry. You know what I mean? I always talk about that. So my goal with this video is to really, it's going to be it might seem all over the place, but if you can take all of the information I'm putting out there and put it together, it's basically a perfect guide and a perfect experience based story of what I believe and what the world force. It's not, like I said, it's not really what I believe. This is the truth of the world. This is clear, clear cut. So you really need to help your body digest shit. Don't get into the habit of instantly taking a nap after you eat food. If you can't get yourself to do a whole breathing practice or a kundalini practice or a yoga practice or a walk like you should, at least get yourself to do some little simple exercises. This is what's keeping me going. You know what I mean? I don't think my last few years would have been, they would have been a big detriment to my health if I didn't do stuff like this, is what I'm trying to say. And I didn't even do it enough, right? I just did it. I did it the bare minimum, to be honest. And it kept me going, you know? I did not eat that good the last few years, but I'm still feeling pretty good. So it's like I can tell that these little exercises, these here and there yoga practices are really helping me a lot, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting a lot of value out of not that much work is what I'm trying to say. Who does he got in this room? Well, he just got fucked with he just got stun locked into hell. Where's the boss? That's a problem with a big sword and not having a secondary weapon to swap to. Was he using humanity to heal? That's funny. I forgot about all this shit. Because I played Dark Souls 3, which is way different than this game, surprisingly. And I played some Elden Ring, and I played a lot of Dark Souls 2 as well. And now I'm playing Demon Souls. So I'm always gonna call demons souls demon souls. I think everyone does that. That's like if you don't do that, you're weird. Oh, I see the boss. She was invisible, duh. If I was actually thinking, I probably could have figured that out. Is he trying to chop her tail off for fun? Um. So yeah, I said. I don't know why I said that. So this diet thing, you really want to do these little exercises. You really want to give yourself at least some time, an hour, whatever you can muster. Sometimes you get really sleepy after you eat food, right? You want to make sure you do that. You also, I really think nobody truly has diet figured out. And I'm not saying I'm that much smarter than some. Wow, he knows a lot of jumps. Maybe he watched the speed run a couple times or something. But what's become very apparent to me and like what the universe has taught me, everyone always says variety is the spice of life, and I think that's especially true for diet. Cause like try being vegan for a while or fasting for a while and like not seeing a steak as appetizing or even like cheese. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that food is perfect for you. Cheese and steak obviously is not good for you. It'll even make your heart pump weird when you're young. You know what I mean? Especially if you're not that healthy. So, but there's got to be some type of value to the body. Otherwise, why would the body crave it so much when you haven't had it in a while, right? I don't even know what boss this is. This must be a DLC boss. Why would your body? Because you actually, if you do fast or you do eat healthy for a while, and then you eat one of those things, you honestly feel fucking good. Like it tastes good, and as long as you didn't overeat or some shit, you actually feel little bit invigorated from it. You know what I mean? So something, it's like your body's missing. It missed protein, right? It missed some of those natural fats from the animal. It missed some of the fats from the cheese. You know what I mean? It's not that you should eat it all the time. It should be your main source of calories or something. You know what I'm saying? But the body uses those types of energies over time, and when you're depleted on them, it's clear that you can take more of them, right? You have people living to 90 with diets like that. Like my grandpa, for example, was I don't think he's ever been an overeater, but he doesn't, and he's always had a good mix of things, right? And guess what? He's always been somebody who moves and he works hard and he pushes himself. So you can clearly see that that stuff has paid off for him, right? I had a couple of dreams about him recently out of the blue, so that's kind of why I brought him up. Um, Not really sure why I had those dreams, but one of them was like scary as fuck. But now that I had a couple good dreams, I'm kind of grateful for them. The scary one, I'm not. The scary one is too scary. It is just too scary. I'm not gonna talk about it. um, Sometimes you just get frustrated because your body's getting older, and you notice like you'll get heartburn for weird reasons, like a small bowl of chili that you didn't do any jumping jacks afterwards to help digest. You'll get this like it'll only be like 5 minutes, but you'll get this like little bit of heartburn and your or acid reflux or whatever, and you're just like this in the back of your mind. I don't care what you say, your mind is saying this is fucking annoying. I'm so sick of trying to eat well and it doesn't work properly. I'm so sick of trying to eat well and I still end up with heartburn or my heart pumps flutters a little bit. You can tell the fats are moving through your arteries. People literally say that sometimes. Like I remember Chris Abroad in Japan, or Chris Broad, sorry, said something about he's like, I can feel the my arteries clogging as I eat this fried chicken. You know what I mean? And it sounds like a joke. And it is a joke, but it's also very, very true. You can feel it. People don't talk about it because it's scary. They don't want to say it to kids because it's scary, but you need to hear that shit. Because that's going to be the type of information that empowers you to live better. You know what I mean? I'm not telling you to be the healthiest freak of all time. I'm telling you to at least be well rounded for yourself. You see what I'm saying? Give yourself a fighting chance. That's my message. Um, what else are we talking about? So I really think it's important for that stuff. Sometimes you can eat more. Sometimes you get heartburn. Like I had a little bit of heartburn after I ate that chili. I didn't, and trust me, it was a healthy chili. I added broccoli and carrots to it. It was a small bowl. Why am I getting heartburn? I don't know. Probably because I sat around for a little bit. Sometimes you get these warning signs, and they're not a big deal. It's actually your body just accidentally created a little bit too much acid, probably, and then the tomato juice or the tomatoes didn't help, and you're just gonna have to wait a little bit. But sometimes you get that extra acid buildup, and you're actually supposed to eat more food. You see what I'm saying? You're actually supposed to throw an apple in there an hour later, and maybe a couple bites of steak or something. You know what I mean? And the heartburn will actually go away. You see what I'm saying? Should you do that when you have nasty, fucking extremely strong heartburn? No. The only thing you should do when you have nasty, extremely strong heartburn is fast, drink water, bear through the pain, maybe eat an apple or a banana or something, a light vegetable, either lightly seasoned or no seasoning. You know what I mean? You need to approach that's how life is. That's how it gets as an adult. You can get away with shit when you're young, but you really shouldn't. And as you grow older, it becomes extremely, extremely important that basically every single warning sign, every single little step of the road, every single time life is kind of giving you a tip on what to do next, you need to listen to this shit. You know what I mean? And if you do listen to it, you get rewarded. You get rewarded with a better life, better energy. You're better at handling your addictions. This and that, this and that. Healthier body, healthier organs. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. It's not about killing yourself to try to be absolutely perfect in a world that's going to kill you anyway. It's not about killing yourself super fast because life is hard, so you just think that you should eat like shit. It's none of that stuff, you know? None of those fear-based thoughts that will come into your brain eventually are true. Um oh, he has that ring. Okay, duh. So that's sort of what I wanted to talk about diet related, and maybe that can help you guys. And it's scary sometimes. You're getting older and eating stuff that used to go down well or is objectively somewhat healthy still sort of affects you in a negative way, and you're like, shit. It becomes frustrating and annoying. You realize that you have to buckle down. Like, you're going to need more yoga practices. You're going to need to wake up and take care of yourself instead of wake up and drink a soda and play video games, or wake up and just sit in your car and go to work. You know, it's not going to be good enough for you anymore. I don't care if it's paying the bills. If it's killing you, is it really paying the bills? You know what I mean? So you need to understand those things. And on top of that, to make all that shit happen, you have to be really careful, because if you get addicted to weed, or you get addicted to cigarettes, or you get addicted to this or that, or even just being lazy, get addicted to being lazy, get addicted to porn and masturbation, get addicted to sex, get addicted to chasing the opposite gender, get addicted to um eating like shit, get addicted to this or that. Those things, they're not necessary. They don't feel that bad when you're young and you do them the first couple times. But eventually you realize that they end up completely controlling your life. They're extremely, extremely hard to live without. And I would say almost borderline impossible. You have to almost overcome the impossible to get your life back in order. And I would say they cause bodily damage. All of those things cause some type of bodily damage. You know what I mean? Even sitting in your car going to work every day causes some bodily damage. It'll fuck your knees, especially your right knee, pushing that pedal down all the day in this awkward position for your leg. Even stuff that people do normally can fuck you, especially if you're not taking care of yourself. So why not do the things that unfuck you? You know what I mean? Why not fast? Why not meditate? Why not learn these things? And like I was saying, some of these addictions, like, yeah, they're not good for your body. Some of these lifestyle choices, but they're actually, you don't know what's happening, but it's actually worse for your brain. You see what I'm saying? It's actually quitting that shit is you know, it might not seem hard the first year you smoke weed, but 8 years later, you realize that shit, my whole life was revolving around it. You know what I mean? My whole life was revolving around this stupid ass cheating boyfriend or girlfriend. And you start to realize the biggest problem with it is, guess what? You end up realizing that you can't live without it. You can't live without that person. You can't live without a partner. You can't live without sex. You can't live without weed. You can't live without shit food every day. You know what I mean? You can't live without being lazy, which that sounds backwards, but yeah, you can't live without being lazy because, hey, if you could, you'd be doing that yoga. You know what I mean? You would be doing that yoga for sure. Um, And you have to find a way to battle whenever that even hits you a little bit as an adult. You have to find a way to fucking battle back against that shit. You see what I'm saying? Because you don't want that shit to be the end of your life. You don't want that shit, ruining moments of your life, ruining your energy, making you overly tired or lazy, wasting away your time when you could have done so much more. You know what I mean? That should be obvious. I shouldn't even have to explain that. But I do have to because the world is so tricky, you know? So I'd say that's most of the diet and addiction related stuff I wanted to talk about. I love how fast he is at quitting out of the game. You could see the rage in the movements of his fingers. Holy shit, how did he do that? That was kind of monka, actually. I was wondering why he was doing that shit. Why is he not using Estus? Is he trying to get through with just humanity? That's funny. I'm getting sleepy now. See, I ate for once. I don't usually eat a lot of meat. I haven't. I know your dirty brain is thinking something dirty. Fuck you. Fuck me for thinking that your dirty brain is thinking something dirty because that means my brain is thinking something dirty too. But I don't usually eat a lot of meat. And especially haven't lately. But, and then even though I ate some good food today, I had a nice healthy bowl of chili with extra vegetables. I had a nice healthy smoothie. What else did I eat? The other thing I ate wasn't good. I had an egg sandwich, but even though I ate that food and I was pretty satisfied, for some reason I like just got a craving to eat a lot of meat. And I don't usually feel like that. Like I like steak and I like chicken and I like hamburgers as much as the next person, right? But for whatever reason, um it's been a while since I ate and I just went and ate. My mom made some pounded out steaks and I ate like two and a half steaks. Like, I mean, they weren't the hugest steaks ever, but you know what I mean? Like, that's quite a bit of meat. That's more than you should eat in a day. But for whatever reason, it just floated down my gullet. It wasn't even like the best steaks in the world. You know what I mean? And then I started thinking, I was like, wait, why was I craving that shit so bad? I wasn't even that hungry. Like I have M&Ms sitting right in front of me, and they look delicious, but I can not eat them right now. You know what I mean? Like I'm okay, but I couldn't. I had to have that steak. You see what I'm saying? And the thing is, Your body actually will do that with apples. It'll do that with spinach somewhat. Spinach isn't the tastiest thing in the world. But if you fast for a long time and your body needs some shit, it will do that with healthy food for you. And that's actually the way you're supposed to live. There's supposed to be days where you fast. There's supposed to be days where you intermittent fast. There's supposed to be days where you gorge yourself on a mixture of healthy and unhealthy things. And if you do all this stuff right, sometimes you can splurge some days and eat bad food all day. You know what I mean? But you just can't eat bad food. Like, there's a spectrum of life, right? Don't let yourself be somebody who just goes all the way to the dark side of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? All the way to the I'm eating like shit every meal for the next month, every day, and I'm overeating and not even just eating the right amount. You know what I mean? Don't let that happen. Don't let that happen with weed. Don't let that happen with some cheating ass fucking partner. Don't let that happen. You know what I mean? It's not fun to make that shit up or make up for that shit. I don't care how tempting it is. I don't care how fun it is when it's happening. You know, it's only something you can truly hate and truly want to get rid of after you've suffered from it. But if you're smart, you can do it ahead of time and never let that happen, is what I'm trying to say. If you're smart and you heed my warnings and you listen to my advice and the advice of other people, this isn't even my advice. This is just, you know what I mean? Other people have taught me this. Life has taught me this. I have thought it myself after experiencing this stuff. I don't even know what enemy that is right there. I either missed a lot in the DLC, or there's some shit I don't know about this game, or there's just some extra enemies in the randomizer. So that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about in regards to all of that crap. What the hell is back down there? Thing looks terrifying. I know there's some other stuff I wanted to talk about, but you know, I usually or all randomly like um lose track of a lot of the stuff I wanted to talk about just because I start rambling for too long. But it's all good. I'm getting like now I'm getting really sleepy. You see what I mean? But if I had done yoga, I probably would have digested most of this food already, and I probably would feel okay going to sleep. I don't feel okay going to sleep because I know what happens when you eat food and when you eat quite a bit of food and you go to bed in the next hour or two. I know what happens, and it's so ingrained in me that I hate that, and I hate the heartburn potential, and I hate waking up feeling like I wasn't healthy with myself. You know what I mean? Oh, it's that fucking centipede demon. Okay. I was like wondering what the fuck that was. So it's like, I know what I gotta do. I gotta do a little bit of deep breathing. I gotta do a little bit of exercise. I gotta drink some water for the next 30 minutes to an hour. And I gotta brush my teeth. I gotta take care of myself. And guess what? I'll probably be all right, you know, digesting the steaks I ate, you know? Did he kill that thing already? What just happened? I hate the fucking like hole in the water here. That's like the jankest thing in any Souls game. Even far janker than anything in Demon Souls. I think that's most of what I want to talk about with the diet. If you piece all that information together, you can get, you know, and I can even summarize it easily within the next 30 seconds. You want a variety. You want to always double down and retry at fasting and intermittent fasting. You want to have days where you only eat healthy things and you train yourself to do that. You want to have days where you eat a nice mixture of things. All these things, you know. You want to approach it with the mindset that as you get older, you got to help the gunked up inside of your body more. You got to help your metabolism more. If you let your metabolism start to slip, you don't always even get fat. What happens is your body just isn't as good at digesting the food because it doesn't have that fire in your metabolism, and it doesn't have that fire in your belly, and your metabolism isn't as strong. Like me right now, if I just did 4 yoga practices for the next 4 days, I would light up, you know what I mean? I guarantee I would be digesting like a madman compared to right now, you know what I mean? Even if I just did mini workouts, it would be it'd be a lot of value for my effort. You see what I'm saying? And that too is part of diet, because if you can better digest food, your body's going to get less gunked up, you're going to get less little heart flutters, you're going to get less little chest pains, you're going to get less little indigestion pains in your stomach, you're going to get less um heartburn, acid reflux bullshit. It's just the truth, you know? It's just the fucking truth. Trust me, I've never gotten heartburn once from an apple, you know? And you know, in my whole life I've never got, even though that's so true, and I know it's true, and I know I'm scared of dying, and I know I'm scared of fucking myself up by getting heartburn all the fucking time while I'm sleeping. Guess what? I still don't believe enough deep down that the fucking apple can save me from heartburn. I don't believe that the apple can save me from any of these problems I've talked about. You know what I mean? But guess what? It can. It can help you fix psoriasis. It can help you fix, you know, I'm not just talking about an apple, but you know what I mean? I'm using that as an example. Same thing goes for spinach. The same thing goes for kale. The same thing goes for a banana. The same thing goes for other fruits. You know what I mean? These very little simple things are actually little magic potions. It's actually a medicine for the body. You know what I mean? People have known this for so long and talked about it so much on the internet in the last 10 years, and people still don't it won't sink in. People don't let the shit sink in until they're dying. You know what I mean? It's literally. Sometimes it doesn't even sink in, and then they pass away from their mistakes. You know, it's fucked up. When the same person could have lived 20, 30, 40 years longer and had really great time, you know, really great time in their lives. So yeah, I'd say that's mostly what I wanted to talk about. I'm kind of running out of breath and getting tired here. Who's that girl? I don't remember her looking like that. Wasn't she like in a white dress? I don't know much about these randomizers. So I know this wasn't really a link to the past video, but I was getting kind of tired, so I didn't really feel like grinding some of the new glitches I had to learn. Also, like, all of my videos are like video games, so sometimes it's just fun to make something that's less focused on video games and more focused on other stuff. Um, I'm not even gonna grab my box controller for a link to the past in this episode. I do not feel like it right now. Yeah, and I really want to reiterate that one point I was making where it's like, you don't know it when it's happening, but when you fall in love with a girl, you're you're you better hope that girl sticks with you, because if she doesn't, literally the rest of your life will be massively plagued. You'll massively want a girlfriend, you'll massively want that girl back possibly. You'll massively it'll ruin so many of your days, and and you don't have a choice in the matter. You have to accept that hard fact. Plus, you have to do something to fix it, because it's gonna eat you alive if you don't. And the same thing goes for smoking weed, and the same thing goes for cigarettes, even more so with cigarettes, and the same thing goes for alcohol. You know what I mean? The moment you stop doing that stuff, it gets extremely it's not even easy to live with that stuff, right? Sure, it's fun to have a girlfriend, but having to worry about the fucking bitch cheating all the time isn't fun. Having to know that you're still in love with somebody who cheated on you isn't fun. Having to picture them flirting with somebody else eats you alive, you know what I mean? It's sickening. Having to know that you are loyal to them but they're not loyal to you is fucking sickening. Even if you cheated on them, it's still fucking sickening. If you're a decent person, you wouldn't want to cheat on somebody, right? It's fucking sickening. Should you never find love? I don't know. You know, it's a big part of life. Let's just hope you can pick them right. Let's just hope that you can find a spiritual person and be spiritual at the same time so that y'all can actually believe in each other and live a good life, right? I don't even think anyone on the planet is capable of being completely loyal unless you're extremely spiritual and you understand basically everything I talked about. I truly believe that. Otherwise, you're gonna cheat. Otherwise, you're gonna flirt. Otherwise, it's gonna build and build and build, and you're gonna start hating each other. And then all of a sudden, the person you loved is now the person you hate. You know what I mean? And it's fucked up like that. I think there's this concept where we all really have to give ourselves to the universe, and sometimes that means you have to fast. Sometimes that means you have to eat fruits and vegetables. Sometimes that means you need to go out on a limb and find love. Sometimes that means you need to take care of yourself after somebody attacks you in a relationship and hurts your life's livelihood. Sometimes that means you got to stick by some fucking person who has already wronged you because life is saying there might be potential in the future. I don't know. That's probably happened. That didn't happen to me, but I sort of wished that happened to me with some of my girlfriends, but it didn't. But what can I do about it, right? I can't force people to do things with me. I can't force people to think the way I think. I can't force people to grow the fuck up and actually be spiritual and loyal and see the value in it. A lot of people don't understand and they're too naive and they'd rather quote unquote have fun while they're young. See how good that does you, the second you're 30 or 40 and you're dealing with a lot of these problems I'm describing. I love Doro Hedoro. That's one of the weirdest animes I've ever seen. It might be fire, it might just be fucking weird. I did enjoy the first few episodes. It was just so weird, like I didn't get hooked. I'm definitely gonna go back to it at some point, but it was really weird. And I'm a fucking weird guy, so if I think your anime is weird, I don't know, man. I pride myself on being weird. Growing up, people made me feel like being weird was a bad thing, and then as I grew up more and understood more about the world, I realized, oh wait, to be a cool person and to be a good person, you actually kind of gotta be weird. Because normal on this planet is not healthy. Normal is I think it's okay to have three boyfriends whilst telling two of them that we're exclusive and crushing their heart one day. That's the basically an example of what we deem as normal nowadays. Dating is a game because I'm a young 20 something year old douchey. But then I'll complain about the dating world when I'm 40 and my looks don't just let me cheat on everyone I ever meet. That's literally what happens. It's like the cringiest shit ever, and it crushes people's spirits. That shit could that shit could kill somebody. That shit has killed people. It's probably killed somebody today. It's probably put others down the path to an early death as well. It's not something to joke about. It's fucked up. That's one reason I don't fuck with the youth The second I wasn't the youth anymore, I purposely didn't stop fucking with the youth because I seen the kids on Fortnite and I seen the kids in the YouTube comment section and I seen the kids and then I eventually seen the kids on TikTok and I seen the way people act. They're just the vast majority of them. There's something massively fucked up about these people. You see what I'm saying? You don't want any dumbass healthy little kid to get in your head because that little kid's gonna die when they're 45. If they don't change, they're gonna die when they're 45. You know. You don't need to feel like a bad person because some spoiled little fucking brat got a fucking ego and they live those in that dark way I was describing. A lot of these little kids act like this, but they haven't even it'd be one thing if they were like a very talented little kid and they actually cared about people in this world. It's another fucking thing when they're an unrealized loser ass kid and they're just fucking cocky and egotistical and they put down adults and they put down people who are boomers and they, you know what I mean? That's horrible. You don't need to interact with that type of youth. You don't need to interact with women who grew out of that and they're in their 20s now and they used to be like that, you know? Well, I wonder. Oh, he probably like has to stay there, I guess. That boss I'm talking about. I was wondering why he wasn't randomized, I guess. Um, and all this said, even though I believe everything I said, guess what? Guess what? I could go for a massive fucking bowl of weed right now, you know what I mean? And guess what? Some of the only things that could help me not want that weed are outside of myself, you know? Falling in love could help me not want that weed. Having a partner who cares about me and wants to spend time with me and actually loves me, that could help me with not want the weed. Having some sort of successful business where people actually supported me, that could help me not want the weed. But the fact that none of these things are here, I basically have to force myself to get through my days, you know? The weed, I used to look forward to waking up, smoking some weed, playing some games, getting some work done, exercising, having a good day, you know what I mean? The second the weed's gone and there's no girl around, guess what? You know, I have to compensate. And I'm not saying it's all been bad. Like, I'm definitely getting stronger. I'm definitely growing up, going through this sober period in my life. And this very, very much independent period in my life where I don't have a girl catering to me anymore. And I don't have to deal with worrying about them cheating. And I don't have to deal with any of this bullshit. Damn, that guy fucking stabs him. I don't want this one to drag out too long. I've already talked a lot. See, like, one other thing I was gonna talk about in the beginning of this video was how the second you either start taking care of your health or you build up sexual energy, or sometimes when you lost a partner and you get this like surge of motivation where you just want to prove them wrong that you were a good person. Sometimes this energy builds up inside of you and it's scary because it's like, well, fuck, I'm growing older, but I'm getting I'm getting this anxiety and this energy built up in me. And because you're growing older, whilst getting this anxiety and energy, it's a struggle because you don't know if you can exactly use it. You know, you don't know if you're going to be able to get yourself together. Like my desperate need for weed right now. Oh, I hate those enemies. Those enemies are so annoying. I mean, they're a good enemy, but they're if you don't have the right shit for them, they're so fucking annoying. I don't know how he's doing so much damage. But yeah, like it's not easy to use that energy effectively. That energy could easily get spent on porn and masturbation, or it could easily get spent chasing some fucking hooker, or it could easily get spent eating a bunch of bad food and distracting yourself from the anxiety or the excess energy. And if you dial in your moral compass when you have this energy, um what happens is, and it's not even always healthy, but you feel like you can never stop. That's how I feel right now. Like yesterday, for example, I spent like 12 hours working on stuff and I still felt like I needed to do more. You know what I mean? And I don't even know if that's healthy. Like, I'm not saying it's completely bad, but it's like, damn. How much is this energy and the having decent morals affecting me, you know? And living that way is tough. So guess what? When you're living that way and it's tough, if you slip up, it's really easy to fall victim to some more of those bad habits and shit. You're not spending the energy right. A little bit of fear slips in that you're not going to be able to spend that energy right ever. Bada boom, bada bang. All of a sudden, you're picking a bad habit because you're frustrated with doing things the right way and everything. For example, I could sit here now that I've spoken all this shit and I'm sick of talking and I'm tired. I could sit here and talk for another hour, and that would probably be a really bad idea, right? I'm spent. I'm fucking tired. I've filmed a bunch of videos today. I'm over it. I want to sleep and come back tomorrow, right? Or I could get stuck in the process of talking and just wasting time away that I don't need to and stuff like that. Can't let that happen, you know? If you let that fear push you to, it's one thing to let fear push you and to try your best because of fear, but I think it's another thing if you just let it keep on pushing you and pushing you and pushing you and pushing you to the point where you feel like you can never slow down and you can never take things slowly and you can never be lazy and you can never relax, right? And that's where I'm at right this moment. But if I masturbate or if I start chasing women and waste a bunch of hours the next few days finding some woman to fuck, or if I, you know what I mean? Like these are also terrible choices. There's a lot. That's the truth about life. You need that variety. Variety is the spice of life, but the variety needs to be good as well, right? And the dark stuff needs to be kept to a bare minimum because that shit profoundly affects your life. And that's sort of the gist of this entire video. I just wanted it to be focused on diet primarily because that's what I was thinking about today and recently. All this other stuff is just related to diet. Everything is related. That's another thing you have to understand. Okay, that sword was strong, but my sword was not doing that damage. He's got some shit going on. Maybe he just has hella levels in strength or something. I don't know. Like he's like level 70 strength. I don't know. 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 I like that he picked a strength weapon. I know they're like generic, but for whatever reason, the Souls games always made strength weapons pretty fun. As long as you're not in the Dark Souls 2 DLC and your level doesn't matter anymore. It's just too fucking hard. Leveling up doesn't help anymore. Basically, if you want to do the Dark Souls 2 DLC, you might as well watch a video on it and copy everything the person's doing. That's better than trying to do it through trial and error forever and ever and ever until you figure it out yourself. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention was I thought I would. I don't know why this hasn't happened yet, but it's weird that they haven't made like a Souls Maker, or like some lower budget Souls games like Demon Souls 2, and it's like slightly lower budget than what they normally put out, and it's like a $40 game. I just feel like they could pad out their library and it wouldn't be that much work, but it would be a lot of value to the fans of the Souls games. I mean, if they just made Souls Maker and they made Demon Souls 2 and then they made like something called like From Softs or From Souls or some shit, like another just like, and then like Bloodborne 2. You just make like 5 games, and these are all like $40 games. That specific list I mentioned, people would fucking love that shit. I was thinking it'd be cool if they made a game called Demon Runes. And it's kind of like a shout out to the Demon Runes area from this game, but it's actually just a Souls game. Another take on the Souls game, but it's called Demon Runes. I don't know. I thought that would be really sick. People would gobble that up. You know what I mean? It wouldn't even have to be called a Souls game, and people would gobble that up. Just knowing it's from Soft, or I should say, just knowing it's from a FromSoft game, and knowing that it's titled that, people would fucking gobble that shit up. It wouldn't even have to be one of the best games, as long as it was fairly priced. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like I could make a company a lot of money with my ideas, especially gaming companies. Like a Souls Maker would be fucking, people would gobble that shit down, especially if they added modding to it so indie game developers could make their own Souls games with a engine that they develop, but also add in assets and stuff that they want. Assets and mechanics that are outside of the that you basically would need to be an indie game developer to be able to add, right? That would be sick. That would be a massive moneymaker, and they could even sell premium content for the game, and people would gobble that shit up. Anyways, that's pretty much all the talking I want to do for today. Next time I play Link to the Past, we're definitely doing Icebreaker. Um, I was gonna play some more Link to the Past, but I'm getting really sleepy, so I'm not even sure why because I slept quite late yesterday. You just gotta listen to your body sometimes. It's like quit trying to fight shit so much, right? Like I could sit here and fight my temptation for weed super hard, and or I can just get used to accepting. That's my only way out of this shit. That's my only way out of dealing with cheating girlfriends. That's my only way out of being addicted to weed. That's my only way out of fear and anxiety pushing me too fast in life and shit like that. Is to be able to accept things, you know what I mean? To be able to listen to your body and the universe, to understand and to accept is basically the gist of this video, right? And then never slipping out of that great way of living is the thing. It's not good to slip out of that way. It's not good to never learn that way. Um, that's pretty much it for this commentary. I hope you guys enjoyed the little bit of Zelda gameplay in the beginning. And Um, I'm happy I found that cool little graphic setting for Link to the Past. Thought that was pretty nifty. Nifty thrifty. And my goose is pretty much cooked for the day, so if I remember some of the other things I wanted to talk about, maybe I'll do a follow-up commentary to this soon. But yeah, really try to apply that diet stuff because I guarantee it's going to stop you from getting little chest pains. It's going to stop you from getting heartburn. It's going to give you a fighting chance against being overweight. It's going to help you with your appetite. It's going to help you respond better to your appetite so that you know to give your body what it wants that day rather than anytime you're even slightly hungry, you just resort to unhealthy shit, which is what most of us do most of the time. Damn, he was getting fucked. Some of this randomizer shit looks crazy, dude. That's the other thing. One other thing I want to mention is like, it's super easy to spiral, man. Like, spiral the dragon. It's super easy to spiral down. Lose a girlfriend, things don't go good for you after that. Like, you can't get another girlfriend, or that person never comes back into your life, or that person was just a complete douche and hurt your life, or. And then all of a sudden, it's hard for you to get through your day without bad habits. It's hard for you to get through your day without smoking or spending money or desperately needing a job and desperately attaching your whole life to money or all these different things you can do to compensate. It's so easy to spiral down. And sometimes the world has said these things are good for you and some of these things aren't good for you and a lot of them aren't, you know. Too much of almost anything isn't good for you. So if that's happening to you after you go through a bad relationship or after you go through a bad period in your life, maybe you were smoking cigarettes or maybe you were smoking too much weed or maybe you were drinking with the friends too much or whatever, you know, I've been there, other people have been there more than me. We all know this shit, what it does. But we never admit the true depth of how bad it really gets, is the thing, you know. I think that's a massive problem in this world. Probably better that I smoked meth one time than met some of the girlfriends I did. You know what I mean? I probably would be healthier for sure. I would probably have be living longer for sure. You know what I mean? And that's kind of fucked up. The fact that had I randomly chose to smoke meth on some random day and not met some of the girlfriends I met, like isn't that insane to think about? That is factually true. That smoking meth that one day would have been healthier for my life long term. Like that's fucking insane, dude. Like who would have thought that that was the right choice, you know? I thought falling in love was the right choice. It's not always the right choice, you see what I mean? It's really that I'm not saying I should have smoked weed or something or I should have smoked something bad. I'm just saying something that I thought was good was actually worse than smoking meth. That's what I'm saying. That's factually true and that's fucked up. Just absolutely crazy. That's pretty much what's getting me through a lot of these sober days and a lot of this heartbreak and shit and some of these annoying, like I said, my body's getting gunked up. I can barely eat anything at the moment. I need to solve the problem. I can't, you know, there's no other way. There's no doubt about it. I need to solve the problem. I need to give myself time to fast. I need to get spinach going through my body. You know what I mean? Need to get apples in there so my body is not just. There needs to be some time where my stomach is just digesting an apple, and that's it for a long period of the day. You see what I'm saying? That gives your body time to clean out your arteries. That gives your body time to digest shit. That gives your body one healthy thing that it's digesting that isn't gunking it up. All these reasons and more, you know. And the thing is, you have to start to understand that your capacity to do these good things is going to directly correspond to your capacity to do the bad things and smoke that weed and fuck that girl and masturbate to that porn and you know what I mean? It's just factually true. If you ever want to do some of that stuff again, even a little bit, you have to understand the truth of everything and you have to understand how true the good side of life is and how important it is and all this stuff. How essential, I should say. Absolutely massively essential. Cause sure, you could sit there for the next 5 years eating your fucking cheesesteaks and drinking your soda and drinking some beer and smoking some cigarettes, but guess what? You're gonna quickly burn out and not be able to do that shit anymore, or it's gonna end you, you know? One or the other. You're either gonna lose the ability to sin or you're gonna lose the ability to sin and die at the same time. You know what I mean? And again, I could say that 1,000 times and I won't completely accept it. I could say that 1,000 times and go through a bunch of suffering and you won't completely accept that. And other people who hear this won't completely accept that. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it's important to try. It's important to at least put some effort forward towards these good things, you know? I'm not telling you to work your fucking ass off all the time. I'm just telling you some type of effort and some type of understanding towards these good areas of life is necessary. That's all I'm saying. Nothing more, nothing less. See, just talking for a couple hours today is fucking drained the shit out of me. I'm so tired. I feel like I ran a couple miles today or something, you know? It's like crazy. And I was like overly energized most of the day. Like I said, I've been kind of anxious and kind of like you might wonder why I'm talking so fast. It's because I that's how I feel. I feel like a surge of energy and a surge of being anxious and a surge of nightmares and a surge of good dreams and like all this energy is like everywhere and this emotional energy and these past feelings. It's a lot to take in, especially whilst I'm sober, especially whilst I'm quitting something that I've been massively addicted to. You know what I mean?
I thought I'd make a quick video on
Oops.
Silent Night.
Just a lot of things at once, you know, and that's how it goes. If you do some bad habits, you quickly go from just handling a couple problems in your life and things going slow, la di da, to having to handle like a bitch ton of things, you know. But anyways, that's my little commentary video for today. Most of these linked to the past videos aren't going to be commentated and stuff. I just had a lot on my mind again, so I thought I would Halo Infinite crashes way more than this. I never had that game crash. Well, maybe once. Maybe like once in like 20 plus hours of gameplay. It's weird that he said that. Why would he even talk about Halo Infinite? Oh my god. Halo Infinite's that one of those arena shooters that has potential, but shit needs to get changed about it. This man actually knows a lot about this game. I thought he was just bullshitting when he said that. He like knows advanced movement on like every fucking screen pretty much. Well, shit. I'm just dragging out the video now. Whenever if you ever wonder why I drag out the videos like this, I'm just searching for what else maybe the world wanted me to talk about. You know, what else is inside of my soul and my mind that might be the reason why I started talking in the first place. You know. He found a way. That's funny. I never under like I like Caleb a lot. I just sometimes he just seems so emotionless, and I'm just like, what's going on with you, bro? You got 2,000 fucking people, and most of them absolutely love you, and you like don't even seem to have any emotion towards them a lot of the times, you know. And it's not just him. Like it's like Ninja. It's like all types of streamers, you know. I just wonder what's going on with that. This Sanctuary Guardian boss is actually pretty tough, especially if you go here a little under leveled. I actually forgot about that boss. The one problem I have with like the Souls DLC is there's like heavy scaling on the level ups, but so you're basically expected to. I don't mind when shit gets a little bit harder, but it gets way annoying too. It makes you sort of just want to. You still want to finish it because the Souls games are so fun, but it's like you also just kind of want to look at a video of it and then cheese it because you know exactly what. I like how cheese it means like run away from the cops, but it also means like bullshit it or like get through it by with with cheesy tactics, I guess. Get through it with nefarious tactics. I don't know what word to use. Oh, well, I hope you guys enjoyed some of this video. I know I've been pretty tired now and sort of lost the point of the video and everything, but some videos are just like that. Free balls. Free ball in the video. It's a mulligan. I actually don't know what mulligan means. I just like saying it. Kill some of those enemies. You fucking ran past a bunch of crazy shit, bro. Whoa, why is there the hammer guy there? He's not random. Those hammer guys hurt so fucking much damage, it's crazy. What was his strength? 32? I don't know how he's doing so much damage. Like, yeah, that's a pretty good level, but shit. This man is chopping some bosses down in like 2 hits. I don't know. Like I said, variety's the spice of life. Everything in moderation. You can really everything in moderation except understanding and acceptance. Like you need massive levels of understanding and acceptance. That's just the truth. If you don't, something fucking is gonna go wrong. Something that you're not okay with is gonna go wrong. Holy shit. Can you attack that thing there? I didn't really remember that. I hate that I played through like most of this DLC, but I never just went ahead and beat Artorias and went to that other path near Artorias. I don't know exactly where that goes. And then I freaking hard drive failed and I lost all my footage. If I had any type of extra money, I would send that hard drive in and try to get some data off of it. I'm also just worried that I'll do it and I'll lose it all. I'll never get that data back. So I kind of just want to not try and be like, fuck it, you know? Everything's a double-edged sword in this. That's another point I pretty much am making in this video. Everything's a fucking almost everything in life is a double-edged sword. Damn, he's fucking clutch at that shit. What the fuck? And if you find something, basically, if you find something that's not a double-edged sword, you might as well. That was super clutch. He must have practiced that shit before. There's no way he's just like free balling that. Yeah, when you find stuff that's not a double-edged sword, I didn't even know about this little. Well, I knew about this path, but there's like some stairs around here that go to a lower section that I never even knew about for the first few hours of me being in this DLC. Um, not here, but there's like some stairs around this area to the left of him somewhere. And I didn't even. It's actually kind of hard to find. It's almost like a secret. Like they just want you to go fight Artorias and then think you're done or something. I don't know. This enemy's gonna get chopped the fuck up. I was like, when I played through this game, I was like really close to beating Artorias, like hella underleveled and shit, without some of the best supplies I needed. I mean, it's probably not that impressive, but I felt like a badass for almost beating him. And like that, in a couple tries. Don't get me wrong, I wanted to beat him. I was mad I didn't beat him, but um, the videos. I really don't like making these type of videos for the channel because if so, it might give somebody the wrong idea of what I'm trying to release or what I'm trying to make my channel into, I guess. Oh, he is pretty high level. He just dumped it all into the right shit. That that because he knows. One thing I hate is like when you can tell there's like some type of deep truth that's waiting to be discovered inside of you, but you just can't quite get a hold of it and you can't quite figure it out, you know? Look at, he looks like he's lost. Because this little fucking path here is like, look at this path. It'd be so easy not to go down this path. I think I'm just gonna watch this because I don't know if I'm ever gonna play Dark Souls again. Holy shit, that guy does a lot of damage. That must be a fucking DLC enemy or something. Yeah, when you beat the last, that's the other thing about the Dark Souls DLC. It's like when you beat the last boss, a lot of times, or the normal last boss, a lot of times, as much as you want to play the DLC, it feels like you're doing it for no reason, you know? Because you already beat the normal last boss. I think I think the From Software guys once said something like they weren't done with Dark Souls a couple of years ago. So maybe they still do have like concrete plans to make a Dark Souls 4 or something. I almost want them to make something with a different name, but it's basically just a combination of Demon Souls and Dark Souls. But maybe the name is different, or it's like another Souls game, but it's not called Dark Souls, you know? Light Souls or something like that. Or like I said, Demon Souls 2 or Demon Runes or something. Just adding that little bit of mystery and variety to the lineup of titles, I guess. Uh, well, I'm pretty much all pooped out on talking. I can't even force myself to do it anymore. Maybe I'll come across some more realizations down the road. But anyways, I'm gonna apply some of the stuff I was talking about, and hopefully, wish me luck getting through this sober period in my life. Not that it's torture, but it just feels like torture is the problem. I partially feel good and healthy and got lots of energy, but my mind is like, fucking feels like it's torture. It feels like it's tortured, you know? It feels like the only way out is to desperately find a girlfriend or to desperately get a bag of weed, you know? I don't like that. It's frustrating. Because there's actually a lot of fun stuff that I'm doing and other stuff that I'm not even doing that would be also fun. And it's annoying and frustrating that it feels impossible without that girlfriend or without that bag of weed or without that group of supportive friends or without that business or whatever, you know? But I'll catch you guys down the road. We're doing lots of Link to the Past stuff and, you know, try to understand that if I get sucked into one game for a while, that doesn't mean I'm never going to do other stuff again, you know? I always plan on keeping up the variety and I always plan on doing my best in all areas of gaming and music and art and the stuff I do. It's just that I do what's coming naturally to me, you know what I mean? And that's what Link to the Past is right now. It naturally popped back into my life, so I'm sticking with it. That's all. So I hope you guys enjoyed this weird video. I'm not gonna be doing a commentary about this shit again because whenever I get started, I can never fucking stop. So, or I'm not gonna be doing one anytime soon.